Hey, Greg.
Hey, George.
Juan.
Okay.
Fast food, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You know if that's a local patty?
Well, if I know.
What? Do you know if it comes from a local farm or industrial farm?
Dude, why does it matter? Meat is meat.
Oh, okay. Think of it like this, Greg. The animals on those farms have way more space to roam around.
Yeah, but does it... Well, what about price? How much did yours cost?
19 bucks?
Mine was only 9.
Price isn't everything, though. Think about the increase of bacteria at industrial farms.
But they produce a lot more meat than yours, though.
Perhaps, but local farms, they use way less pesticides.
Well, you sure about that?
Positive. Most of them.
And most. Not all, though.
Industrial farms are way too...
Look, if you want to feed the world, this is how you do it.
You know what? How about this, Greg? I know a guy named John. He works at Perry Bay Sheep Farms. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, I drew by a couple times.
Good. Okay, how about this? We go there, see what he has to say, considering none of us are going to agree on this meat matter.
Meat matter.
And find out, you know, what he's got to say, what he's going to tell us.
Alright, whatever you say, Jonas.
It's Juan. I told you this 100 times already, Greg.
Alright. Jouet, let's go.
We're here at Perry Bay Sheep Farm to interview John Buchanan. See how the sheep are raised and how the lamb's used. Let's do this thing, yeah!
Grade 10, my sister asked me, we had a little acreage in Albert Head, asked me if I wanted to build a fence around our place to get some animals, and so that year my dad cut the posts down and we peeled them all and put up a fence around 5 acres, and we got 3 sheep. And I began working for the old Irish sheep farmer who sold them to us, and I became very interested. I was always interested in animals, but it was fascinating to me, so that was the start of it, and we've just kept getting more and more sheep, renting more land, essentially all our lives. Well, it's a real fascinating challenge. It's very difficult to make it actually work, and there's always something going wrong, like bears or dogs or droughts, and things constantly come up that you have to solve. And people in the community love it too, so that's always a bonus. We're social creatures, and if your friends are enjoying it, then you enjoy it more yourself too, so that's a good thing. We balance our flock to the amount of pasture we have. We obviously can't pasture all year, but we pasture most of the year. Sheep go out with their lambs when they're 1 day old, and they graze pretty well all the way through until around December 1st. And then they come back home and we have to feed them through the winter. Otherwise they would, with all their little feet, they just punch holes in the wet soil, and if I had them out there, they'd make a big mess. But they do well on grass. We essentially have 1 sheep per acre. And if it's a bushy pasture, that's 1 sheep per grass acre kind of thing.
The local thing really gives us an advantage, because the restaurants can't get it from the mainland, and a lot of the chefs really value the local food. There's going to be an event in Vancouver next week that we're going to, and it's about how farmers need chefs and chefs need farmers, and it's true, because if they didn't buy our local stuff, we couldn't continue to produce it. and it makes us, self-sufficient. If something, some border trade tariff type thing happens, or other places where they grow sheep gets more drought than we do, it just sort of protects us having the local.
The restaurant benefits because they get a story they can tell their clients, and they can say, well, you can see the lambs out on that lovely pasture down by Taylor Beach, and here it is now. Yeah, so that's good.
With, in the spring, there's a lot of grass growth, and for the number of sheep we have, they can't keep up with the growth of the hay. So we harvest it usually in about mid-May to June, and then we feed it all winter. And we have the hay in this barn and a few other barns. We do about, last year, not this last summer, but the summer before, we did 22,000 bales. This year I think we're closer to 20,000.
There's obviously economic benefits. I have workers and I buy things, and the community benefits from the economic activity. It's a sustainable way to get money. We get money from sunshine, and that pays your teacher's wages because it goes through the tax system and comes out as wages. And for every dollar I earn, it's about $4 goes into the community. So that's one thing. To me, the biggest benefit is the landscape. People value the landscape that our livestock farm produces. It gives the community an identity. People always say Metchosen's a rural community, and what it means is it has green hillsides and green fields with animals on it. And they value that. So, and then, that's to me the most important thing, the identity and the economic benefits. And for the animals, there are benefits in that they can have a good life out on grass as opposed to in buildings. The big farms are super efficient, but the animals don't have it the best at times.
Well, they're mostly inside.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can do this locally means we can support the local abattoir, which is really small. And the sheep go there, and our sheep are used to going in the truck to this field and that field, so it doesn't stress them. It's at a farm, so it looks familiar to them. They're in pens that are open to the outside. They're covered, but they can see the fields and other sheep out in them, and they're just low stress. But people in the community have to be aware that they need to support stuff like that, or it disappears. Like if they fuss, they think it maybe would be something they wouldn't want next door, then that can be trouble.
From all the facts that we've gathered, one thing is true. I was right.
Indeed you were, Joie. And indeed, I did pronounce your name correctly this time. So, but still, it feels needless to feel your narcissism. But yes, you're right. But I feel like there may be a problem with this.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd say something like that.
Yeah, of course, me. We do have a lot of local farms here in Victoria, Metchosen, Sooke, etc. But there are only so many that can produce so much to handle a population of over 10,000 people. Over 100,000, I think. I don't know.
300,000.
Yeah, 300,000 people. So maybe we need to balance it out between the industrial and the local. Like, buy as much local as we can, but still not to entirely deplete it,
Yeah, more even the odds kind of approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will work. Actually, that's a smart idea.
Well, thank you.
You have my respect, Greg.
Thank you. What would happen if you mix the meat? Like between a lamb burger and a beef burger? Oh, hey, Ike.
Just overhearing your conversation. Gotta say, veggie burgers might be the way to go.
Yeah. What
The
is
hell?
that? That patty looks alien.
Wait.
You saying this is better for us?
Yeah, this thing looks like a piece of garbage.
Use less water, saves land space. Greenhouse gases aren't even an issue.
Like,
Healthier for you.
that is a very bold statement. I'm gonna go probably or probably not do my own research on this. Yeah. Greg out.
I don't know if I buy it fully, but it's worth a look up. What does it say your name is? Ike? Right. Sure.
A bunch of weird dudes.